Hello, fellow Star Wars fans, and welcome to the channel. It's time to talk about some Star Wars comics. We have a bumper crop, as they call them in the South, of comics coming to us, and this is from both Dark Horse and Marvel, so we got both properties, both big publishers getting in on the action of Star Wars comics this week. Before we get started, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That way you can keep up to speed on everything I'm doing here on the YouTube channel of Star Raptor. So getting into it, from Dark Horse, we have Hyperspace Stories, The Bad Batch, Ghost Agents, issue number 4. So yeah, it's the longest title in Star Wars comics history, I think. This is called The Enemy of My Enemy, and it's written by Michael Moretzi with artwork by Reese Hannigan. And this one sees us as the Bad Batch are quickly retreating from their quick duel with Asajj Ventress. Remember, they are after this intel that's about the Republic spies. They cannot fall into the hands of the Separatists. They don't know she's actually Asajj Ventress yet. She's still just a masked vigilante and ne'er-do-well. So we have just a bunch of fun stuff going on here with these clones, Task Force 99 going through, or Clone Force 99. Task Force's Scar Squadron. It's a whole nother entity. Getting into it, they're running around these sewers in this water planet. They run into Embo, and they have this big duel with Embo, and it's really cool because we have Tech, who's using his glasses like we first seen him to translate what Embo is saying. Obviously, he does not speak basic. So we're seeing all that happening, and then we're actually getting to see them team up because it's like that classic Star Wars trope thing where they're going to lose air. There's this dangerous situation. The water, the blasters basically caused the flood. They're about to drown. And that's when they say, hey, if we team up together, we can get out of this alive. And then it goes a step further and says, Hunter basically recruits Embo to join their side to deal with Asajj Ventress. They quickly find Asajj Ventress, and Embo basically is taking her on single-handedly. Meanwhile, Bad Batch is going to go after and save the character that is next on the hit list of R. Singh. R. Singh has now been, tasked by Asajj Ventress to take out the loose ends of the Republic, which will cripple the military effort during this very, very dangerous Clone Wars time. So that's what happened in this issue. Again, I mean, the entire team here, these last 4 issues have been just spot on with capturing the voices of the Bad Batch and just really great action all around. Wrecker is having the time of his life. He's riding on these water dragons and whatnot, which is just a lot of fun to see. So really enjoyed this one. Getting into the next one, the next 2 are from Marvel proper. We have the Rise of Skywalker, 5th and final issue of this miniseries. This, of course, written by Jody Houser with artwork by none other than Will Sliney. And well, this is the final issue, and everybody on this team does a really good job because both are we getting great new dialogue from Lando giving his speech out to the galaxy about recruiting them, with Leia that has passed away trying to rally up the forces to go against the First Order on Exegol. So we get to see that. That's something brand new. And then we also get to see some really remarkable imagery. I mean, when it says all the Jedi are with me, with Rey, she's going up against the Emperor. We see this just amazing splash page of all these epic Jedi, Obi-Wan, Luke Skywalker. We even have some prequel trilogy Jedi like Mace Windu and Plo Koon, and even Kit Fisto's in there. So just seeing all the Force Ghosts coming in, giving Rey a hand to take down the Emperor was just really, really cool. And just seeing a lot of the stuff with Kylo Ren, with Ben, passing away at the end there, seeing his history, really loved it. And that just goes to show the great interpretation, inferring and different things that were placed, seeded by both Jody Houser and the creative artwork team here throughout the last 5 issues of this miniseries. I think it really deftly handles a movie that is very well flawed in many ways, and I think Jody Houser, with the context there she puts in, is really does her best, as well as Ray Carson did with the novelization, to make a movie that wasn't the most well received into something that's a little bit easier to chew on. Of course, it does not fix anything, but it makes it more palatable in my opinion. So high marks on this miniseries. Really love the artwork most of all, for sure. If you're a collector, it's not just the cover art. There's some really good interior pages in this one, so it's really worth the read, especially if this comes out and when it comes out in trade paperback form, going to be a really good collected version. And now that's it. Now we have no more adaptations on the horizon. Say what you will about these adaptations, at least the ones based on the movies have taken better liberties with including some new stuff. Mandalorian, Ahsoka ones, sorry, I can do away with those. We don't really need those. It doesn't add anything to the story. But suffice to say, it's still good for comics to get more content. I guess, there you go, I said it. Getting into new content, speaking of, we have Star Wars issue number 2. Brand new series, again, taking place after the Battle of Jakku, dealing with the Major 3. This one is called Smoke. It's written, of course, by Alex Segura, with artwork by the one and only Phil Noto. This guy does the Force's work. I mean, he's doing the artwork, he's doing the coloring, I think he does the lines, everything else. He does everything. So getting into this one, this is a really a Luke-centric story, but we do check in with Leia at one point. Luke is trying to figure out what's going on with this Nagai. That's the species called. They're called Nagai. They are deeply rooted in Star Wars legends, going back to Marvel Comics. And these characters, they look like they're something from an 80s metal hairband. I mean, they are looking like they're characters from Kiss. They got the gaunt kind of physique, but they have that white faces, black face paint, I guess. They look interesting. So Luke is tracking down because this one guy that was on his deathbed told Luke this secret of, oh, you have to get this artifact. It's this crown. And this crown is going to be a focal point for a lot of storytelling to come. We know at this point, Luke is trying to go around the galaxy. He doesn't really have a teacher, so he's trying to learn from history, learning from objects, learning from different things. So it's interesting because this artifact is from a Jedi named Tobar Kakin. And it really has this ability to allow people to, when they wear it, to like basically find out that somebody can lie, somebody's lying, but then the person wearing the helmet cannot lie themselves. So that's something that you would see from like, Dr. Rafa per se. And well, it's funny because Luke Skywalker is going to be in that first Dr. Rafa Chaos Agent issue that comes out, I believe, next week. But I digress. So basically the story is Luke is trying to track down the owner of this said object, and well, he runs into some trouble. And on this planet that's a backwater planet, it's not even been charted by the Republic. It's just interesting how he got there. The planet's called Gadralium, I guess. It's hard for me to pronounce that one. But it turns out that the guy are trying to these people are not from this planet, they're from another planet. But then a sub-faction of them is actually militant, and they're trying to cause disarray in this sector of space, and that's how they allied themselves with Xantark, which are those Imperial wannabes that mismatch the different helmets, and they do look really cool, and that's the guys that Byron Valance and Han Solo were dealing with in issue number 1. Meanwhile, we also have Mon Mothma, and we have Leia, heads of the New Republic, the nascent New Republic, dealing with the fact that Luke Skywalker ran off, and he is very important to their cause as he's been very valuable with helping ward off these people that are trying to have uprisings and whatnot, and they're dealing with their own political situation there. So it's a good catch-up issue that is really just giving us a peek into a new culture called the Nagai. I really like seeing this new species kind of reintroduced into Star Wars canon and lore. So overall, very good stuff there. What did you guys think about these comics? Let me know in the comment section down below. For more on these comics, go ahead and check out the Star Wars Underworld YouTube channel, where every Wednesday, me and Matthew Neugebauer over on that channel do a live stream at 9 o'clock Eastern on Wednesdays called The Tractor Beam, where we break down these very issues I'm talking about in much more depth and detail with a very candid discussion. So if that sounds interesting to you, go over there and check that out. But until next time, my name is Starapper. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.